Blessings and welcome forward again to Reasons of the Tree of Life. I am Jerome Sage Butler. This is Loving Relationships Part 2, right? The first part, I must admit, when we're talking about unconditional love, right? A lot of people were so surprised that we were yet talking about sensual love, like, because they were feeling like that unconditional love could not equate to being sensual love. So I think a lot of people were expecting a lot more sex and a lot more passion. So let us address some of those issues. We had said in a particular part of the reasoning that when one is connected through the heart chakra to experiences, to the vibratory environment around you, the beauty in the plants, the beauty in the environment, one through the heart is beginning now to translate information, right? Energy information, spiritual information. You understand me? Beginning to translate subtle information, things that is not necessarily translatable through words. Like they say, body language is 60% of human communication. So these subtle things you pick up through the appreciation of the aesthetical qualities within your world. These things add to your sense of lovingness and the ability to love and to be loved. Now, when one moves that forward into attraction, now, how does one get to attract to oneself that which one is? That's what we're going to talk about. First of all, we don't attract what we want in this life or what we think we need in this life. We attract exactly what we are in this life. So the energy has to align. It has to match. Phallic to the feminine, it has to match. It has to connect. There has to be a giver and a receiver. And the giver and the receiver must be calibrated in the same frequency. So, it doesn't make any sense that you be a person with such deep, holistic thoughts that ground you and centers you into a vast appreciation of life or a vast love for life, and then you are limiting your view to attracting a love based upon material pursuits or material acceptance. So it is foreign for you then to be so religious and spiritual and is looking for a mate who is in a culture of maybe violence, notorious activities, maybe criminal activities, maybe even clandestine activities. It's going to be hard for you to be a moral person with a moral life and then find similitude in that person, because to your senses or to the training of your senses, that person is attractive because that's the archetype, that's the image you've been given in the media all the time of an attractive woman or of an attractive man. So when that archetype is in your mind, but yet it is counter to your behavior, you are setting yourself up for a problematic and troublesome relationship. And for all those people who love to talk about opposites attract, you need to learn something about similitude. You understand me? How perfectly similitude complements and connects. And you need no ostentatious behaviors to show appreciation, love, and attraction. When you are in like-mindedness, it is much easier for communication, for there to be manifestations, for things to move from within the psychic matter to the slower vibrating, dense manifested matter called things, objects, and events. It is harder to translate those feelings when you are deeply rooted, spiritual, and emotional with someone who is shallow, dense, and lack emotivity. So opposites will never attract there. You're setting up yourself for some suffering in relationship. Pleasing your ego, pleasing your ego will not satisfy your soul. So, how do you get true passion, true loving relationship, good sex, and good children from the good sex? Number one, you've got to be honest with yourself about who you are. So you also cannot have ideal principle or principles of a mate and then you have none of those principles as your behavior. Because, again, what you desire and what you are don't match. So you got to get in tune with your highest ideal. Woman, if you want a man that is caring, responsible, loving, supporting, and honest, you better start be caring, supporting, loving, and honest with yourself, with others, before you can dare think that within your beauty complex you will attract a right mate. You will only attract exactly what you are, a confused, disingenuous, misinformed, misaligned person. That's all you're going to attract to your space. And you can read all the self-help books on love and relationship, but until you know the inner truth of allowing this heart, that heart that is in you, to truly feel your environment, to know the agape leading to sexual and emotional attraction, you won't get the value of loving relationships. So, having seen that you are this way emotional, this way emotive, this way caring, you must then truly begin to appreciate love, those characteristics in your potential mate. You have to see those characteristics as attractive. You cannot then go and then say to yourself, I see all those characteristics in someone, but then they are wrong for you. How could they be wrong for you when all of the characteristics and the principles that will imbue you and your mate with a harmonious relationship is present? How could it be that that person is wrong? I can tell you how. Because you are again using externalized societal versions of idealism, who is the right man, who is the right woman, to judge for you. You're not being genuine to your own heart, you're being disingenuous. So you have to be honest with yourself, with your emotions. You have to attract what you are, because that's what's going to happen in the long run. You want more respect, be more respectful. You want to be kind, be more kind. You want more passionate sex, be open to genuine passion. Attracting the right mate, being open with that person, allows the mind, the body to electromagnetically attract and connect in the highest frequency of intimacy. Not a porn shop, not a porn flick. Your real, genuine sexual energy, like a spiritual awakening. So to get to the great sex starts with having the great heart, starts with having the great soul. Because sexual positions isn't sexual harmony. Sexual position isn't sexual pleasure. It might be sexual adventure or paraventure, but it won't be sexual fulfillment. That is deeply rooted in the emotional psyche, in the spiritual part of your being, coming through your emotional centers, your heart chakra. So, the great sex you've been waiting for, women, the great sex you've been waiting for, man, is loving sex. And that's not just picking up some woman off the corner or going out with some stud because he's got the G's. It is coming from here and letting this chakra lead that root chakra. So when the heart leads the phallic, leads the genitals, when the heart leads the sexual organs, there's no bliss like that bliss. So all who is getting high on psychedelics and psychotropics to just get a good sexual experience, you're missing it. You're completely missing the point. The point is heart to heart. Love is still number one. No sex without love can bring harmony around. Yes, sir. So when you're sexing without true love and passion, and these passionate kids are born without no true loving or appreciation for the plane of life that they're on, because they are born out of depressed, depraved energy relationships where people like energy stealing vampires upon each other's sexual energy, robbing each other of their sexual wisdom and their sexual strength just to get high upon the sexual aura of someone else. When kids are born from that, no wonder why they're turning into misaligned beings with such depressive states of mind, without love, uncaring, cold, callous, likened unto the natural born killers. You need to have some loving sex, loving harmony that brings forward good relationships, that bring forward good children, that adds to a more harmonious community, that leads to a more harmonious world, because that's the way it goes. So you cannot just think that it's just some porn sex that's going to bring your kids and think your kids are going to be loving when they were not conceived in love, but in all manner of aberrated pleasures and over-the-top weird sensuosity. Love is still number one. Agape, unconditional, is still a way to lead to uncontested passion, to unrivaled, unbridled passion. The greatest sex is loving sex. The greatest sex is loving sex. The greatest relationship is a loving relationship. Remember, it starts with the harmony in the heart chakra. How you love and how you appreciate love the environment around you. And that love leads to appreciating the sounds, the sights, the sense of creation. And then you can always find that deeper, intimate passion in the opposite sex. And you can always find that passion being fulfilled and carrying on in manifestation as the offsprings, as our children, as the next generation. Conceived in love, grown in love, harmonious and kind. That's the way to go, to true, loving, passionate relationships. This is Jerome Sage Butler at the Tree of Life, reminding you that you're a gift to yourself and to your world. So enjoy the gift, full joy the gift of yourself and others.